The Atlas Post. Well, as we get ready to roll for this next week, there's a few things that have been happening this weekend. Well, let's just say there's some things that have expired and canceled. Well, Congress, while they are still debating what is going on, well, guess what happens? This weekend, that extra $600 weekly unemployment benefit is cut. It ended, as did the Federal Protection Eviction Ban. Yes, that was eviction relief. And it's coming back, but it's not for a while, and rent is still due August 1st. Now, of course, they were talking about the actually the eviction moratorium that ends as of the end of the month. But it was established by the Federal CARES Act. It ran out on Saturday, which is yesterday, meaning as many as 23 million U.S. families who are behind on rent could potentially lose their housing because they have to give you a 30-day notice. And that means you probably have to pay August 1st, which means the big threat is in September. And as they mentioned here on CNET, they expect the final decision to come during the first week in August because Congress is busy debating, negotiating, as they're all trying to make certain they get everything in, they debate it properly. But what it does is it leaves a lot of Americans vulnerable because, first of all, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what to count on. So that has to do with rent moratoriums or eviction moratoriums. Also, if you have a landlord, they can go ahead and start processing it. We had looked at this earlier, and they basically said they can go ahead and start it. It just means they can't kick you out of your place yet. In fact, according to CNET, statewide eviction prohibitions have mostly either already expired or will soon, many with no replacement in sight. In California, I believe it's till the end of September, but for some, it's a lapse. And they can go ahead and start filing it. So pay attention to that. That has to do with evictions for renters, as well as for people with homes. So those are things that you do need to pay attention to because the economy, until they get this passed, could really take a downturn after that. Also, you know, Congress is working on it, and even though White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow is planning on extending the federal eviction moratorium, according to Yahoo News. This is via Business Insider. They don't have it yet, so people are trying to plan, but they can't plan. And here they also mentioned that the extra $600 unemployment benefit has ended. Of course, Mnuchin, which is Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, said on Fox Sunday that the White House is proposing capping supplemental unemployment insurance, and they want to tie it to replace 70% of the individual's lost wages. They've heard so many times that people didn't want to go back to work because they were making more on unemployment. Well, that was earlier. I think people are tired of staying at home. But Pelosi is saying, let's just keep it at $600 per week because it's a whole lot easier to do and administer because all the unemployment, well, let's just say there's a lot of people that still do not have an unemployment and are still trying to get through. And that was with just a flat $600 per week, not trying to sit there and calculate it per individual. I've also heard other issues, which is go ahead and reduce it to $500 versus $600. So we will see what happens. Meanwhile, it leaves a lot of people basically just hanging and trying to plan and not working, not knowing what to do. In fact, we've been seeing news of people that going out to shop and try and do things because, well, let's just say they're exposing themselves because they know they've got to pay the bills while Congress is debating about what to do. Of course, White House is doubling down, and Trump has basically said Trump has basically said he's going to do a line veto and is considering not signing the coronavirus legislations if we don't have a payroll tax cut, and that is according to The Hill, which of course is in Washington, D.C. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi has suggested that the House can stay in session longer to complete the COVID-19 relief bill. In fact, she's been saying that because I think she's trying to give him a little bit of incentive. But the House as well as the Senate are busy with their negotiations, trying to figure out what is the best thing to do, what's easiest to do. And also, yes, they are talking about stimulus checks expected to be like it was last time. Although this time I think they've got those checks ironed out and you will just be getting an EIP card, an economic impact payment. So if you received an EIP card, hopefully you still have it because that's probably how you're going to be getting your next stimulus check. Unless, of course, you got a direct deposit. Very soon we will be approaching 100 videos. We are so excited to share this with you. We have some special things coming up for you. Meanwhile, Congress is busy in session negotiating as they're trying to hammer out some items for the upcoming stimulus, since already so many Americans are left hanging. Thanks for supporting the Atlas Post on Patreon, as well as Buy Me a Coffee. Hopefully you have enjoyed this, so please give us the thumbs up, to give us a like, share our videos with somebody else that you know will appreciate it. Thanks for making the comments and checking out our playlist and subscribing for the latest updates so you are well informed. Tap into your news with the Atlas Post and have a joyful day. Get ready for the week. It's going to be an exciting one.